Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, welcome to the class of Introduction to Logic and Critical Thinking. Today's lecture is about the theory of deduction as well as classes and categorical propositions. In today's session, we will explore how logical reasoning works within a deductive framework and understand the structure of categorical propositions which are central to the domain of logic. We will begin our discussion with the theory of deduction and then move into the specifics of categorical propositions, breaking down the types of propositions that are used to form valid arguments. I will guide you through each concept and provide plenty of examples to help make things clear. Let's dive in. Let us first understand what is the theory of deduction. The theory of deduction focuses on the principles and methods of logical reasoning. Deductive reasoning is a process where we move from general premises to a specific conclusion. In a deductive argument, if the premises are true, the conclusion must be true. This is known as validity. The structure of the argument basically guarantees that the conclusion is followed in the same manner. A well-constructed deductive argument is often expressed in syllogistic form. A syllogism basically consists of three parts. Major premise, that can be a general statement like all humans are mortal. A minor premise, it is a specific statement that is related to that major premise, like Ahmad is a human. So the conclusion will be a specific deduction based on the premises. For instance, Ahmad is mortal. Let us consider some examples of deduction. For instance, all dogs are mammals. This is a major premise. Fido is a dog. This is a minor premise. And the conclusion will be Fido is a mammal. So notice how in this argument the truth of premises guarantees the truth of the conclusion. Let's head over to another topic, that is classes and categorical propositions. In logic, we often deal with different types of categorical propositions. Categorical propositions are actually the statements that relate to classes or objects or categories of objects. Categorical propositions are foundational to syllogistic logic and help us to draw conclusions about classes or groups of things. A categorical proposition has the form, like the very first form is subject term, the thing or group that is being discussed. The predicate term, the thing or the group that is being asserted about the subject. For example, all humans are mortal. The subject term will be here, the subject term in that very particular sentence or argument will be humans. The predicate will be mortal. The relationship between the subject and the predicate can vary, and that brings us to different types of categorical propositions. There are four basic types of categorical propositions, each with its own logical form. These are classified using the letters A, E, I, and O, and often referred to as the four forms of categorical statements. The very first type is the A form, that is universal affirmative. The form is all S are P. This means that all subject are predicate. For instance, all birds are animals. In this type of proposition, the subject is entirely included in the predicate. It asserts that every member of the subject class is also a member of the predicate class. Then let us come to another form, that is the E form, also known as universal negative. The form of that very particular this type is no S is P, or no subjects are predicate. For instance, no cats are reptiles. Here the subject and predicate do not overlap. These two classes are basically distinct. It denies that any member of the subject class is also a member of the predicate class. The third type is the I form, that is particular affirmative, where we state that some S is P, or some subjects are predicate. For instance, some fruits are sweet. This proposition asserts that at least one member of the subject class is a member of the predicate class as well. So, dear students, notice how it is not universal. We are only talking about some members of the class, not all members of the class. This leads us to the final type of the categorical proposition that is referred to as particular negative, which states as some S is not P, or some subject are not predicate, or some subject is not predicate. For instance, some dogs are not friendly. This proposition asserts that at least one member of the subject class is not a member of the predicate class. It is a particular negative claim stating that two classes do not completely or fully overlap. Now let us discuss the case of particular affirmative propositions. Let us have a closer look at the particular affirmative proposition I form. This form asserts that some members of the subject class are members of the predicate class as well, but it does not say anything about the entire class. For instance, some students are athletes. This means that within the class of students, there exists at least one student who is also an athlete. However, this does not mean that all the students are athletes, just that some are. Let me clear a common misconception that a particular affirmative does not mean that most students are athletes. It simply states that the class is partially included, the subject class is partially included in the predicate class. Now let's look at the particular negative proposition, that is the O form. This type of proposition asserts that some members of the subject class are not the members of the predicate class. For instance, some cars are not electric. This means that within the class of the cars, there are at least some that are not electric. Again, this does not say that most cars are not electric, just that some cars are not included in the class of electric cars. Dear students, understand a key point here, that a particular negative proposition makes a specific exclusion. It is not about saying that the subject class is entirely excluded from the predicate class, but that there is at least one member of the subject class that is excluded. Also, I want to share some of the common examples to clarify. Let us go through a few more examples about each type of the categorical proposition. Let us start with the A form, that is universal affirmative. Like all books are the sources of knowledge. This means that every single book in the subject of the class is also a source of knowledge. E form, universal negative. No dogs are reptiles. This denies any overlap between the class of dogs and the class of reptiles. The I form, that is particular affirmative. For instance, some apples are red. Not all apples are red, but at least some are. And finally, the O form, that is particular negative. For instance, some birds are not able to fly. At least some birds, like penguins or ostrich, they are not capable of flight. To wrap up, we explored the theory of deduction, which underpins deductive reasoning and logical structure, and we have examined categorical propositions which help us clarify relationships between the classes of things. Remember that categorical propositions come in 4 basic forms, and each of these forms has its own logical structure. Understanding these propositions is the key to building sound logical arguments, particularly in syllogism, where we draw conclusions from general premises. Thank you.